All the tabletop role-playing news. We aim to amuse and we aim to enthuse. And Morrus's unofficial tabletop RPG.
Hello, and welcome to Morrus's unofficial tabletop RPG talk. I am Russ, aka Morrus, or Morrus, aka Russ. And with me this week is
PJ Coffee from the Southampton Guild of Role Players, broadcasting live from my secret moon base. Well, not so secret now after I've been outed incomprehensibly and enthusiastically by the good people of Ian Publishing. Rude. Anyway, joining us also, we have the one, the only, the very exciting, the zomborific wall builder.
It's me, Jessica from EM Publishing. That was a reference because I have become obsessed with the digital game Project Zomboid. So my hyperfixation has shifted from Baldur's Gate 3 to Project Zomboid. And I'm on a multiplayer server and I've built a massive wall around our compound. And I'm very proud of myself.
So does this mean we now have to change the rules of the game instead of everyone having to take a drink whenever Jess mentions Baldur's Gate 3? It's now everyone has to take a drink whenever Jess mentions Zomboid. Is that how it now works?
I think so. However,
every time Jess mentions Baldur's Gate 3 and every time they mention Project Zomboid.
Oh,
Morrus is an official tabletop RPG talk.
That sounds dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know how, and I know the irony of me saying this because I'm talking about it right now, but at least with Baldur's Gate 3, I could get away with talking about it on this podcast because it's vaguely related, because it is, D&D and using those mechanics. Zomboid has nothing to do with tabletop RPGs. So I'm probably not going to talk about it as much because it feels unfair to give up the bandwidth of these good people who have come to hear the week's tabletop RPG news.
Yes.
And saying the good people that have come here, there are some here right now because as every week we are recording live. We are on YouTube, Facebook and Twitch at 2 p.m. UK time or 9 a.m. Eastern every week if you care to join us.
Yeah. The thing that cheered me up this week is I got a new watch, and is that not the yellowest watch you ever saw in your entire life?
It truly is.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I think it's possible it may be made out of cheese. I have not yet tested this hypothesis yet.
How does it smell? Cheesy?
Anyway. So, should we get on with some of this week's scant tabletop RPG
listening
news?
at home, Russ is wearing a watch which is the exact colour of a cheese single.
Right,
yeah.
Yes,
not one of
true.
the good cheddar ones, one of like the floppy,
like an American.
And we're not just talking
American
the style here
cheese.
either. We are talking the strap as well.
I don't wish to disparage American cheese. I'm sure there's many fine cheeses in America, but this is not the good sort of American cheese we're talking about. It's the other sort. The sort that comes out of a can.
A can.
Yeah.
And a sort of lovely neon artificial glow, like a Fallout sort of irradiated can of cheese.
So then this episode of Morris's unofficial tabletop cheese news.
Yes.
Well,
I think this may be how we break into the big time.
Yeah,
this might be the most I've ever talked about cheese in my entire life.
In fairness, tabletop
really?
role players, I have done the data, and tabletop role players do love cheese because anytime I run a level up scenario, there's the magic item called the bag of cheese, and everyone loves it. And
Everyone loves cheese.
Mechanically, it's not
delicious.
that great, but everyone loves the flavor, and the flavor is cheese. But anyway, should we actually talk about news?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
So, in recent weeks, as you may recall, we have reported on Wizards of the Coast hiring a number of people.
They have.
Yes.
There was James Hake.
Yes.
There was Leon Barilaro. Last week, there was Erin Roberts. This week, there's yet another. This is quite the hiring spree.
It is, yeah.
So this is UK-based designer Taylor Navarro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She announced on Blue Sky that she was joining the D&D team. I mean, this is like, Wizards isn't in the habit, and most companies aren't normally in the habit of making announcements every time they have staff changes, especially large companies which have staff changes constantly. So we're finding out about all these because they're personally announcing it on their various social medias. Hey, I've got a new job, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there may be more that we don't know about. And there probably are more that we don't know about just because we haven't seen their social media. But we do know about these four in particular. So Navarro was also a Diana Jones Emerging Designer Award winner back in 2024. Has worked for Ghostfire Gaming and Evil Hat and a lot of DM's Guild stuff. Also, she contributed to Journeys Beyond the Radiant Citadel and Not Yet a Romantic Duet TTRPG. I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the gist there. So, yeah, I mean, we don't know what's in 2026. Wizards hasn't said anything. Normally,
Well, a lot of. Sorry, I was saying a lot. My internet's cutting out. Sorry, I'm gonna be quiet because my internet's going out, so I'm not getting the breaks. Apologies. Carry on.
So we don't know what's going on in 2026, other than the fact that we've guessed at Dark Sun. But what we do have is a big spate of hiring. So Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins left Wizards last year and moved to Darrington Press. And then we've had 4 that we know of, probably more, have very recently joined, been hired. Plus, we've had various promotions and people moving about within the company. So it sounds like there's quite a bit of restructuring and reorganization going on there. So I don't know whether the fact that we haven't heard anything about what's coming out in 2026 yet, because normally, you know, my understanding is Wizards works on stuff like 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
So they must know what's coming out in 2026, but they haven't told us yet for whatever reason.
It seems unlikely that they're winging it. Is what we're saying.
It seems unlikely, yeah. But we had to start breaking news just as I was preparing the show. So I just managed to squeeze this slide in. Sean Merwin also has been hired.
Okay.
So this is this one isn't a permanent hire like the others. This is a 1-year contract. And it was posted on EN World in the forums, and Mike Merles, who used to run D&D, popped in on the thread to say why something might be a 1-year contract. He said this isn't actually uncommon, and a lot of people who have been known for working on major Wizard of the Coast products were on contract in this manner. I think Monty Cook was famously, I think, during the early days of 5e. But and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that a lot of people don't want to move to Washington State on a permanent basis because
That's
A,
really
that might
reasonable.
be a very, very long way from their lives, and B, apparently that is a very, very expensive place to live.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And pretty wet as well, if I understand correctly. Yeah, it's
but we're used to that. I mean,
What changed for us in the UK?
But say you live somewhere where they have nice weather.
Like, maybe if you lived in Hawaii, you'd be like, no thanks.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the other reason that is the 2 reasons. What were the 2 reasons? Have I said 1 reason or 2 reasons? I've literally lost track of what I've been saying.
Weather and life.
I didn't say weather. Life changes and and sometimes often people are hired just to be on one project, and that project has a finite length, so they'll hire someone for a year, and a year is apparently quite a standard contract.
I mean, that's normally how most companies work, because I think it's pretty much standard practice. So, like, what surprised me was the permanent positions being hired for. So yeah, that seems to me a lot more unusual than hiring people on a 1-year rolling contract.
Yeah,
would be how I describe that.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Merwin is on the Mastering Dungeons podcast. As also has a role at Ghostfire Gaming, which he is leaving in order to take on this contract. Notably, James Hake also worked for Ghostfire Gaming. That's 2 people from Ghostfire Gaming that have gone to Wizards in the last few weeks
and so forth. Yeah, well, I think we're getting to see that more and more. Like people from Cobalt Press, Ghostfire Gaming. Basically, if you're in the in club, as in your stuff's on D&D Beyond, it's very likely that because they've got a limited pool of people that they know that you're going to get hired to be able to get over there.
Well, there's a quick look at some of the people that have joined recently. I mean, I think there's probably more than that. But we can see 6 people there. We can see the people we're talking about. But I think probably there's more than we know, because we are picking this up literally just by seeing people's social medias.
Yeah. So if someone doesn't announce on social media, then we don't know. Well, I imagine it's the sort of thing that people would like to shout from the rooftops, like, "Hey, I got a job."
Yeah,
but not everyone is perpetually on social media. You know, some people just don't really use it that much. I know, unbelievable. I know.
Are you implying that there are people who are not chronically online?
Oh, I'm on social media so much less. I haven't used Facebook since like last September or so now.
Oh wow!
And I used to post on Facebook like multiple times a day. So you know, I'm really, really dialing down my social media usage. Mainly because I don't find it adds anything to my life, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't add anything to mine either, but that doesn't stop me doom scrolling and engaging.
Oh yeah, that's basically what I find myself doing, doom scrolling and looking at adverts and recommendations for posts by people I've never heard of.
Yeah. I think TikTok eats the most time for me because it's designed for that short attention span.
Yeah.
Like a little gacha game. It's like just one more reel. Just one more reel. They'll get that precious dopamine.
Oh yeah, get that dopamine, the one thing I truly like.
Michael in chat notes correctly, I believe, that this also allows Sean Merwin on his year-long contract to maintain his independence so he can continue doing the podcasts that he does and other sort of outside activities which full-timers really can't do.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I think I was running an adventure by Sean Merwin at the weekend.
Possible.
The first Adventurers League module, my off-brand League of Adventurers, which is completely legally distinct, and it's only Southampton based. So there we go. Yeah.
Right.
Well, before we go on to the next news item, somebody has asked me about my hyperfixation. A listener has generally asked about Zomboid, so I'm going to quickly talk about it. So somebody has asked, is that related to the 2000 AD Zomboid? No, is the answer. It is just a digital video game, an isometric game that's been in development for 10 years.
I will point out they said 200 AD, which is an entirely different Zomboid.
Correction was written afterwards. Anyway, but yeah, so that was just me answering that question, so everybody could take a drink. Anyway, what's the next news item? Is it also related to video games? The next news item
is Solasta 2.
Yes.
The video game. So, this is interesting. So Solasta 2 is coming out, and they have announced what the subclasses are going to be.
Do we want to give people what Solasta 2 is overview in case they've not heard of it before? PJ, I don't know.
Do that because you're the only person here to have played the game. Or the first game,
well,
at least.
I played Solasta. I played the demo for Solasta 2. For those unfamiliar, it's essentially similar to Baldur's Gate 3 in that it is a conversion of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. The reason that made people quite like Solasta, done by a French company, is because it adheres a lot more closely to the D&D 5e rule set. So Baldur's Gate 3 takes what you might call creative liberties in the name of speeding up gameplay. Things like you don't roll a d20 for initiative, you roll a d4. You can throw healing potions at someone, and that that can heal them because the glass breaks and they get healing potion into them through the shards of glass? ? I don't know. Not that in Solasta, but you do have quite fun exploration, looking for pillars to push over so you can claim into new places. Probably the biggest criticisms of the original game was that it was a bit ugly. I didn't think it was that bad, but I could. It's basically
screenshots I've seen didn't look ugly to me.
Well,
this is what the internet has said.
Yeah, like this is what the people who quite like the game on the Solasta subreddit say. Like, we like it, but it's like it's not as pretty as Baldur's Gate 3. So when people say, "Oh, well, should I play Solasta or Baldur's Gate 3?" It is a choice because Baldur's Gate 3 is a lot nicer looking. Like no two ways about it. And there's a lot more characters. That you can do more romances, whereas you control all 4 characters in Solasta. And one of the things that I found very exciting about Solasta is that they introduced completely new subclasses because they were working off the 2014 OGL document when they made it
in the first game.
In the first game, and so that meant they didn't have access to wide selections of what we'd consider standard stuff. So they made their own, which on the whole were quite good. I thought some of them were a bit OP, except for 5 subclasses, which were all uniformly dreadful. They were terrible, and I hated them. Anyway, Solasta second. Solasta 2, not second ed. It's actually a completely different game. I don't know what I'm talking about here. But no, it will be, as Rye vs. World asks, the 2024 5e rule set. I believe they're taking advantage of it being released under Creative Commons. I played the demo, massive graphical graphics look good now. Pretty.
It's
game.
pretty.
We like, yes. And they'll probably do things like upgrade the voice acting because I imagine they've got more money to throw at it. So,
that was one criticism I did hear about the first one, was the voice acting wasn't as good as Baldur's Gate 3's.
Yeah, they didn't have a minimum of 6 professional voice actors doing the voices. Like they had maybe 3.
Right.
I mean, it's good, but it did suffer. I felt. Right. And again, it's like the fidelity with the rule set was the big draw and continues to be. Like I've really enjoyed my playing it, and they got new and interesting monsters and a really good plot. So I'm not saying Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't have those things. I found it a lot more accessible. Anyway,
would you like to hear about the subclasses that will be included in Solasta?
Yes, tell me more.
So, like in the first one, they're custom subclasses because the stuff that's been released as open content generally only includes one subclass per class. They don't release the entire set of subclasses. So, if you're making your own version of the game, you have to make your own subclasses. But this is what we've got. So we start off with 6 classes, each with 2 custom subclasses.
Yes.
So we start off with the fighter.
Yeah.
And the fighter, we have the subclasses, the Ether Warden.
Oh, nice.
Which is like a half caster.
Yeah.
Of some kind.
So you're either the warden or the commander.
The commander, which is apparently about battle coordination, which makes it sound a bit warlordy, a bit martially.
Yeah.
But what it does mean is there's no just normal, just straight hit and fighter. You've either got to be a half caster or a warlord type.
That's correct. Yes. Well, I mean, the base game had, what did they have? They had the champion, which has been one of the more widely derided subclasses. Well, I personally quite like critting on a 19. I enjoy it. I think it's big and clever, but I don't think people say champion's the worst fighter subclasses only because they forget that the Purple Dragon Knight exists, which remains the worst subclass by a significant margin.
Which is neither purple nor a dragon. But it's arguably, I suppose, a knight.
I mean, in that it serves people, sure, maybe. But if you wanted to play just a pure fighter class, the Purple Dragon Knight is about as close as you're going to get to that whilst complying with the rules.
Right.
Anyway.
If you're going to have a subclass called Purple Dragon Knight, I insist that you are a knight that is a purple dragon. Otherwise...
No argument.
So it's going to disappoint.
Side.
It's going to disappoint because it is most definitely not that.
Or are you not serving a purple dragon? You're a knight of the purple dragon. That's what I assumed it was.
The purple dragon. It's like, it's, I don't know, it's some sort of Sword Coast thing. It was in the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide. That I think that's part of the reason why it's so obscure. But then again, so was the Blade Singer and the Battle Rager. We digress. But like, I don't know what would be like. You'd have maybe the Battle Master but that's not under license. So how would you do that?
No, because they use the Open Gaming License to do this. So
Yeah, exactly.
they can only
exactly.
use what is open content. Anything else they use, they have to make themselves.
Yeah. They're actually using the OGL rather than Creative Commons.
Oh,
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know which they're
Interesting.
using. They haven't specified. Or they might
Yeah.
have specified somewhere, but I have not looked at that. So the wizard or the wizard, as we like to correctly pronounce it, has 2 subclasses, and these are the School of Ruin, which is about doing lots and lots of damage. And
Fireball.
we have the Court Mage, which is apparently about protection, which is not what I would associate with the term Court Mage. I would think that was more about illusion and social stuff. But apparently that's about protection.
I think it's like why you'd have a wizard in your court, perhaps.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's your bodyguard.
I guess.
Deal with like magical threats. Like you're a magical insurance guy, basically. Yeah, I think they got a court mage in the original Solasta 1. So yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, I'm not sad to see the back of the. In fact, I think there's a commander in the fighter subclasses for again the original subclass. In Solasta 1, I'm pretty sure there was a commander class. I've just never played it because I wasn't interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this wizard is so we basically got an offensive and a defensive wizard.
Okay.
A damage one and a protection one. Rogues, Jess, you like this?
Yes.
So we got 2
That's what I'll be
rogues.
playing.
We have the Shadowcaster, who can sneak attack with spells.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
And we have the Scavenger.
Oh, okay.
Who apparently does quite a lot of haggling.
Yeah.
A talky rogue. I love a talky rogue.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting to me.
The name Scavenger's pretty interesting because in Solasta 1 first. I'm going Solasta 1, not Solasta first edition. Come on, I can do this. That was actually a faction within the first game, and they basically dealt with the problem of carrying stuff.
Right.
So basically, like in many role-playing games, it's like you want to loot all the dead bodies, and then take all their stuff back and sell it in town. But they also wanted to have inventory space be a thing, so they created the Scavengers. And the idea is you go and clear out a location. They go into the Scavengers about it. They send in some people with carts, and they pick up everything that wasn't nailed down that you haven't already looted, like all the rubbishy weapons, and then they convert that into cash, and you get a cut.
Nice.
I don't know.
So the modern day equivalent is one of those people that sell things on eBay for you. They come and collect your stuff and sell it on eBay for you and give you a cut.
Yeah, it's a faction of eBay flippers, basically.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
But with more corpse robbing involved.
Okay. Right then, next class.
Like a house clearance come eBay flippers. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Except it's not necessarily your house; it's someone else's house
that you went in and killed.
They're
not there now.
Who does it belong to, really? Wow, we're really leaning to the colonialist extractionist mindset of D&D at this point. Anyway,
the next class, the Paladins.
Oh yeah.
So the 2 subclasses that Paladins are bringing to the game are the Oath of Liberation, which is about blinding your enemies and letting your allies move about unseen.
Yeah, sounds fun.
And the Oath of Judgment, which is about dealing damage and restraining your foes.
Nice. I think both of those are new to Solasta 2nd edition. Solasta 2. I can say Solasta 2, not 2nd edition.
What else have we got? We got the Sorcerer and the Cleric left to do.
Okay.
So Sorcerer, we've got the Star Child.
That sounds fun.
Which is about using meta magic and dealing extra damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've got the Mana Painter.
Oh, yes.
Which is all about buffing.
Yeah.
Not painting.
I'm kind of finding that these names are more evocative than the actual roles that they perform. It's kind of like minor painting. That sounds really, really cool. It's about buffing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what they've got it. So Mark,
Star Child is about using meta magic. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Star Child is like, what's that gonna be?
Yeah.
Like, I think there might be a bit more to it. To be fair, they do generally do a decent list of executing subclasses that they're describing, though. Or they did in the first game. Like, as I said, apart from the vital ones, which I have my grudge against, because I think because you get unlimited short rests in Solasta, like in Baldur's Gate 2, for arbitrary game balance reasons, they gave you 2 short rests, and then you're out of rests. Whereas you can, when you're not looking at enemies, have a short rest in Solasta. So that is a bit trickier because in terms of game balance, because that meant the fighter abilities would always be regenerating.
Yeah.
And there's no like time pressure sort of thing. So it's hard to balance in that fashion.
Right, last one. The cleric. 2 domains. They are the Oblivion domain. Which is about stopping your allies from bleeding out.
That's kind.
I imagine there's more to it than that, but anyway, please continue.
That's the tagline.
We've got the battle domain, which is about melee fighting.
I'm pretty sure I've seen battle domain before. They were quite fun. And I don't know, they got an extra whack or something. Yeah, like they were perfectly functional clerics. They cast Spirit Guardians where I wanted them to. And that was pretty much what I require from a cleric. You turn on the blender
and run around
over there. Yeah.
Now
you're getting it, Jess. Now you're getting it. Yeah.
So
I've played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. I know that spell well.
So you should really try Solasta, I think, Jess. Now that your fixation with Baldur's Gate has waned, Solasta, I think, would probably scratch that same itch, surely.
I think it would. I've got another hyperfixation for now. Solasta is on my wish list. It's in the queue, but I don't choose where my hyperfixations go. They lead me. So I have it laid out on the table. For digital games, I have a table laid out of shiny trinkets in my digital library of things I can play, but the mind goes where it wants.
That's the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, and then that's the next 2 years I'm fixated on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been playing Valheim for like 5 years. I'm sure I'll stop at any point. Anytime now, any day.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 hours of my actual human life committed to that game.
I just can't even imagine spending that much time on a video game. I don't understand it. I just
if you'd
missing
like to
that gene,
it,
I guess, that makes people
we
enjoy video games.
We need to continue our Baldur's Gate 3 run through because we have missions.
Well, now you're no longer into Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm not into Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm still into it. I'll still sit down and play it. I'm still in a multiplayer game with a couple of my friends, but I'm not like playing the hours that I was. I'm now obsessively playing something else.
Like
I'll still play Baldur's Gate.
You're not like just I've got an hour spare. I'll just log into Baldur's Gate 3 anymore. No,
correct.
I understand. Yeah.
Now I'm like, let's go into Zomboid. Perhaps the cows need milking in the multiplayer server. Maybe there's been a breach in the walls where some zombies have come through and I need to kill them and fix my wall.
I mean, the idea of a game where it's like perhaps the cows need milking.
Great. Stardew Valley meets zombie survival horror. Weapon of choice, a crowbar.
All right, we should stop before Russ continues to reveal himself as a casual and get on with it.
I don't think I'm even a casual. I'm not even that far up the ladder of video game players.
Not even consentient.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anything else about Solasta second edition?
That's what we know for now. 2. It's coming to early access and Steam apparently soon. But other than that, we don't know anything else really yet.
Maybe we should play it, do a stream playing it.
It might be better to do one where we're discovering it at the same time, because one of the things about playing with someone who's played Baldur's Gate like 27,000 trillion times is that, when we were playing it, you already knew what was coming up next.
Yeah.
And it might be more fun if none of us know what's coming up next.
I was quite enjoying watching the inevitable tragedy unfold as you're like, How hard can that little old lady who lives in the swamp on her own be? Oh, a hag. Oh,
How
I
bad
see.
could it possibly
Well,
be?
obviously, I realised that was what it was going to be because it's basically a D&D trope. I mean, that didn't stop me doing it.
Yeah, we noticed. Yeah.
And that is how we all died.
Look, if
Yeah,
there
yeah,
had
yeah.
been, there's Tiamat just around the corner, and we're all level 2, I would have still have said, right, I'm going to go and have a look.
Let's go give it a poke, see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I would still have done that.
Come on then, you multi-headed Scully. How hard can you be?
Yeah, exactly.
We
Yeah,
should
exactly.
we should get back to that Baldur's Gate 3 game because we do have the other missions of finding you a hat, which there
True.
is one about somewhere, and there is a dog in the game that you can
Needs petting.
adopt.
Yes.
And I know you
Okay.
want to do that, Russ. If I can't get you to enjoy a game by telling you that there's a dog, I don't know what.
A dog and a hat.
And a hat, your two favorite things. Sadly, there's no watches, but you know, you can't have everything.
Well, I can wear a watch while playing the game. There we go.
Zomboid has watches you
A
can
watch
play.
made
But
of
anyway,
trees.
all right. So we've done the Solasta 2 news.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's move on to some actual TTRPG news, shall we?
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got some news coming from DriveThruRPG.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Fun.
as you may recall, back in March last year, the print-on-demand prices at DriveThruRPG, or more importantly, at Lightning Source, which is the print-on-demand printer they partner with, increased quite drastically.
As I recall, it was black and white books that
in
took
particular,
the biggest hit.
in particular, was going up by about 50%.
Yeah, like if you were doing colour, which I quite like doing, then it wasn't really much increase.
It was a much smaller amount. Yeah.
Like it was pretty trivial. I wasn't bothered.
Well, they're going up again.
Oof.
They're going up again. This time it's a much less pronounced increase. This time it's in UK and Australia, because they have print centres in UK, in Australia, and the US.
Interesting. Right.
So when you order something from DriveThruRPG, basically the US one will fulfill it if you're in, I think, North or South America.
Yeah. Like that.
The UK one, basically for the UK and Europe, and the one in Australia for
Australasia.
Yeah.
Australasia.
Yeah. Anzac, maybe South Africa. I'm really pleased to hear that they got a print centre in Australia, because occasionally I do get the Australian customer. So I'm delighted that they are going to receive their books in a timely fashion, as opposed to 6 or 7 business months after.
They've had one for a while now, a good year or two, I think. Yeah,
it's been
a year or two is like still anyway, never mind.
New in business terms. I know what you mean. Yeah.
No, I'm delighted for them anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. So the prices are, and this is according to DriveThru's publisher newsletter, which they send out every month or so. The prices in the UK and Australia are going up by 3%. So not a massive amount.
Yeah.
The US prices will be going up by 4 or 5%, depending on the format. So standard colours going up by 4%. Well, premium colour and black and white are going up by 5%.
Oof. Harsh.
Yeah. I mean, it's not massive amounts, but these things add up, don't they? They add up.
Yeah. Like, I feel,
and that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing that's increasing in price. It's like when everything is going up.
Like, I mean, for reasons that we will not delve into, price increases were pretty much inevitable. Like,
yeah.
I
mean,
because of global supply chain things. Yeah,
they did notice this increase is not driven by policy or positioning, but simply reflects the rising cost of paper and other materials, labor, and operations involved in producing physical books worldwide.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Like, I mean, to be honest, it's like it's not a double-digit increase.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried to get a pair of car keys, and they're trying to charge me £720 for them to get a spare set of keys cut. I'm like, no, you're crazy. Go away.
I had a similar experience on my old car, and it was worse than that. Actually, it was closer to £2,000. Yeah,
for keys. Wow.
I mean, it was the whole key fob and the. The key
but even so, it's not it's not that much. It's like, it's just price gouging at that point. Taking advantage. Anyway.
There we go. Okay, so those price increases aren't too bad, but if you are planning a crowdfunding campaign as a publisher, maybe just double check your prices on that and make sure it's all in line. But with a 5% increase, it's not going to be the wildest thing.
I think the problem with that sort of thing is like the average 3 to 5% increase isn't going to affect you that badly, and probably I think a lot of publishers will sort of say, no, I won't pass it on to my customers, we could probably absorb that. But then they do that the next year and the next year and the next year, and suddenly they're absorbing considerably more, like sort of 20 or 30% when it all adds up. And they haven't put their prices up, and suddenly their profit margins are down so low that the business is starting to tank. So you've got to be careful and keep on top of it and make sure.
It's like you got to keep control of your margins. It's just how it is.
Yeah. It's just realism, I guess. Talking about that sort, not really talking about. I was interviewed the other day on a website called RPGDrop. It's a article-based interview, not an audio visual interview. And I touched on things like running a business and Kickstarters and briefly on AI, and various things, and my experience of growing a business over 26 years and things.
Yeah, well, you're one of the more knowledgeable people in the industry, I would say, at this point. So
it's a fun little interview to do. But I'll drop a note in the show notes if I remember, which I probably won't. I might drop a note in the show notes. Thing is, I've already done the show notes. That just means I have to remember to go in and edit them now.
I plan to put them in the show notes.
Yeah. Right. This is one for you, Peter. So I'm going to hand over to you with this one.
Speaking of publishers on DriveThruRPG.
Oh, okay. I thought we'd have rather more news this week, but apparently not. So I did a backstory generator. So to be clear, this is not something where you roll randomly and you get like a backstory happen. What this is it's a series of guided prompts which has two aims. One, it's to help your players go through their character that they have created in pretty much any system. I did originally create it for Level Up Advanced 5th edition, but you know what? The life path system has a certain universal applicability. So it's going through and asking all those sort of questions. And then where I think it adds value is it also asks for consent from the player as to what you, the GM, can do to the character in a sort of like a level-based way. So, like, obviously consent can be withdrawn at any time. That's something you should always remember, but I think it's quite important to have this option because I come from the era where we had issues like if you created a character with a family, then the GM would kill them off to, quote, motivate you. So as a result, people created frictionless spheroids of characters like loners with no family who are always orphans, because if you created parents, then that was just an invitation for them to be horribly butchered by the big bad evil guy. Whereas quite recently, I created a character like a dwarven fighter, and they had a lovely scene where they went to go home, talk to their mum, and like just have one of those weekends. We go home, see your parents, and chill out a bit. And it was all very, very nice and touching. So yeah, it's got that. Probably the most useful things in it are drawing out the distinctions between oaths, vows, and pacts. And also, as a bit of fun, you can do stuff like rumors for dark secrets, things that people believe about your character that aren't true, but they believe they are, and things that are true about your character, but that you'd rather keep secret. And then you can, if enough people in your group cooperate, you can then use that to sort of seed rumors and backstory between the various players. And then when you're doing some sort of interlude scene, like you're having a short rest, say, or a long rest, sort of thing where you're like sitting down, having a breather, cup of coffee or that equivalent, gathered around the fictional water cooler, then there's the opportunity to bring that sort of thing, and that really enhances intra-group roleplay, as in the players are role-playing between themselves rather than... and if that rather than like just role playing with the DM and then moving around in a Mother May I fashion. Like, so if none of that sounds appealing to you, that's fine. It's not for you. But if you have the case where your players either produce 0 background or they produce 10 to 20,000 words of background, I expect you to read all that, then this could be for you. It's on my blog, homebrewandhacking.com, but you can also find it on DriveThruRPG, where I have produced lovely versions in A4, US letter size, and also digital braille. Except for that last one, basically splits pages in half so players can write in them or write it. They've got like a little box to write in response to things. As I say, it's all entirely voluntary. They don't have to complete it, but it's a good way to get the players to throw in backstory and how much you can mess with it, which takes a load of brewery off you as a GM. So that's why I wrote it. I hope people find it useful.
Okay.
Huh?
Lovely. All right. Next. This is quite a big news item, actually. So MCDM has announced a new tabletop role-playing game. So MCDM is Matt Colville role-playing game company. Makes Draw Steel amongst a whole bunch of other stuff. Lots and lots of massive Kickstarters. Very, very successful company. They have announced a game called Crows. And this is a dungeon crawling RPG.
I love the artwork. It's like framed. There's a giant skull. It's all in black and white. And there's a giant skull staring down at a lone adventurer with a torch and a
goat.
A goat.
You know.
Yeah, lovely.
Not a mule,
Brilliant.
a goat. I noticed that. It's not a mule, it's a goat.
I like the art style.
I like
very
mules.
old school.
Very, very reliable. Very sure-footed. Maybe not as sure-footed as goats, but still more reliable than horses. Because horses are basically just prancing along on a single fingernail. The more you find out about the horses, the more you're like, wow, how are these creatures alive?
Anyway. Goats are amazing.
No, seriously, it's wild.
Yes. But this one, so this is being designed by James Introcaso.
Yes.
And it is described as a survival horror dungeon crawling role-playing game.
And the survival horror very much dragged me in because I do love to survive in horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think Draw Steel, they specifically said they weren't going to do any sort of survival or exploration as part of the game. So maybe this is just.
So they've done it in this, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a chaotic post-apocalyptic dungeon survival RPG. So what's interesting about this is you gain experience. This is very, very old school. This is going back to like the 1970s and early 80s. You gain experience by the gold piece value of the treasure that you recover.
Yeah, I mean,
so your
Shadow
goal
Dark does that right now.
Yeah, so your goal is to gather treasure, not to defeat monsters. So if you can gather the treasure without having to fight the monsters, all the better.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
It's yeah. I mean, it is very old school. I remember like first edition AD&D, rogues getting experience points for every gold piece that they gained and things like that. Right. So the game is basically about looting dungeons, and it's incentivized.
I liked
that way.
the theme of it and the vibe. I'm not sure mechanically if it'll be my sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, James Introcaso does some fairly interesting stuff. I think it was Burn Bright was a game he designed specifically for Roll20.
Roll20.
That was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I think it will be a good game, but whether or not it'll be a game for me, because those are not the same thing. There's a lot of games I look at that I'm like, this is a really interesting game. It's got really good, strong design, but it's just it's not for me. And so I wonder if that'll be the case with this. I'm intrigued though, so I'm going to keep an eye on it.
I've got some more information about it if you want to hear.
Tell us more.
Yes, I do.
There is more. So things like inventory. So there's lots of games like Knave, Troika, and Shadow Dark, according to the blog post that Introcaso posted. They use a slot-based inventory system, and obviously lots of video games do that as well. Very, very much so. So rather than calculating exact weight, you've got a sort of slot-based inventory system. You've got a number of item slots. Big items might take up 2 slots. Smaller items can have multiple items stacked into a slot. But you have a couple of hand slots, a couple of belt slots, like 10 backpack slots, that sort of thing.
Slots for days.
Yeah. So I guess that means you are going to have to then decide sometimes what loot to take as well.
Yeah, I mean,
although if you've got a goat, if you've got your goat, I'm sure you're fine.
You'd be good goat. I mean, that goat could be the greatest of all time when it comes to carrying stuff.
Yeah.
Like Troika, you get like 12 inventory slots and you roll something like 2d6. And you've got your inventory ordered. So if you roll equal to or under the number that you're trying to, that the inventory item is listed as, so you can pull it out in the middle of combat. So if you've got something on a 12
with a 1d10 here, but they're doing the same thing.
Okay, 1d10.
Yeah. So you roll 1d10. If it's equal to or higher than the item slot, you can draw the item from the backpack. Otherwise, you have to rearrange your backpack slots.
I like that a lot less because that makes it a flat roll, so you're equally likely to get something at the top or the bottom of the backpack. But anyway,
I guess. Well, no, you're less likely to get something at the bottom because you're less likely to make that roll.
You're rolling a d10. It's a flat roll, mate.
No, I understand it's a flat roll, but you're less likely to roll. You're less likely to roll 10 or more than you are likely to roll 2 or more, aren't you? On a d10. So if it's at the top and it's got a score of 2. You're much more likely to make the roll and being able to take it.
I mean, I imagine a 1 you automatically get, because that'd be less than 2.
Yeah, because that's the thing right at the top of your backpack.
Yeah, but with a
d10, it's the thing right at the bottom of your backpack.
Yeah, so you're equally likely to get something at the bottom as at the top, which is why I like it less.
No, you're not. Because something at the top, you have to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. To get something at the bottom, you've got to roll a 10.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to hit the number. No, I hear what you're saying.
Anyway, and it's also done using cards as well. So the
cards,
you rearrange your equipment with cards in the different slots.
See that's what you're missing out in publishing. That extra value add of selling people accessories, like just throw some random cards in. Like, have we learned nothing from the ways of Fantasy Flight?
See, Fantasy Flight took it too far. I do like some accessories and cards and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Fantasy Flight took it too far.
Some say that they owned their own cardboard factory, and that's why they went with it. But I don't give any credence to such rumors. Moving on.
Yeah. So it's the survival horror focus. This is kind of interesting. So they say they're trying to evoke the feeling of sort of like Resident Evil or Silent Hill.
Right.
So you're creeping around and something jumps out at you, and you're like, ah!
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So it says dungeons in Crows don't care how powerful the adventurers are.
Right.
Like what's inside the dungeon doesn't change based on the number or power level of the PCs. So there's definitely an element of you could go to an area that is too powerful for you, and it's unforgiving of that.
Yeah, you just die. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's old school stuff. Standard old school stuff as well. So you've got 3 different apparently health pools.
Okay.
So we've got an armor durability. We've got stamina. And then we've got wounds.
Okay.
And they kind of cascade into each. It's slightly more nuanced than that, but they cascade into each.
Yeah.
But they do cascade. It's more nuanced than that. But I don't want to sort of like read out an entire blog post here.
Yeah.
That will just be tedious. But there'll be a link. You can go and read it yourself.
Yeah. Like do a lot of bookkeeping and keeping up with what goes where and so forth. Yeah. So I mean, so far it sounds very old school. Is it D20 based or what they're going with?
I do not know.
Okay.
That I don't know. I don't know. I assume that is readily available information. It's 2d10. Here we go. 2d10 plus a characteristic, which will be strength, agility, or mind, plus a relevant skill. If you roll 11 or lower, you fail. If you roll 12 to 16, you get partial success. And on a 17 plus, you succeed. 19 to 20 is a crit.
Okay.
There we go. So I went from I don't know to I know everything in like 1 second just by scrolling my mouse wheel ever so slightly.
The power of reading.
Yeah, the power of reading.
If you ask
Michael
me.
in chat says the playtest playmat is very much like the D&D starter set, presumably with the cards which you put in various slots and stuff.
So likely will be a box set when you get it then to play.
I assume so. Yeah, I would assume so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Color me intrigued.
I mean, it doesn't feel like it's breaking fresh ground, but yeah, sure. It's
I don't think it's saying it is either. It's still I mean, if you look at the blog post, it's talking about inspirations from various different places and it keeps repeating. This isn't the first time this has been done before, but we're doing this sort of thing. So very much acknowledging the giants upon whose shoulders they stand.
Yeah.
Like Shadow Dark is obviously a big influence.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But like I'd hope for like a new twist, like something to give it like an extra pizzazz. Rather than reheated 1970s fare, which it kind of sounds like, but maybe I'm missing something so that's a blog post.
Well, maybe it's the same ingredients, but it's the dish is gonna be prepared in a different way, Yeah.
Like that's what I'm asking about really. What's the twist? What's the angle? The unique selling point?
Yeah. Well, they've got usage dice.
Oh yeah, like in the Black Hack.
Duration, say, of a torch or something. You might roll a D8.
Yeah.
And you roll that, and if you roll a 1 or whatever, the torch goes.
If you roll a 1 or 2, the torch reduces, and then it becomes a D6, that becomes a D4.
Yes, yeah.
And then you're out of torch. Yeah. Usage dice.
Yeah.
I've implemented that myself for Level Up, so
yeah.
It's a nice mechanic. I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this one the game only uses D6s and D10s, so the usage dice are going to be a little swingy. Than
right, yeah.
But
they got D10, D6, and then you're out of that. Yeah, right.
They have a dungeon turn. So like a Shadow Dark does that as well, I believe, doesn't it? Like exploration is done in turns.
Yeah, well, the whole game is in turns. Constantly,
yeah. But I mean, as opposed to like D&D, where you have different modes of game, and in combat you have turns. Then you go into exploration, and it's just more free flow.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pathfinder Second Edition is a lot more clear on that, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're just avoiding any modality. It's just sticking strictly to turns.
Once you enter it, I mean, it's about the dungeons really. But once you enter the dungeon, it takes place in 30 minutes real-time turns.
Right. Okay.
So and then at the end of each 30 minutes, the referee rolls for a random encounter, which may or may not occur, and the players roll their usage dice for various things that have a duration every 30 minutes.
Okay. So it's like if you want to play Shadow Dark, but you don't like D20s, then this could be the game for you.
Possibly. Yeah.
That's the tagline.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to be about it. I'm just like, come on, give me something that we haven't seen before.
I'm not trying to sell you the game, though, Peter. I'm just telling you what I can see.
Which case, it's
not my game.
This is the news.
I'm the messenger. I'm not the.
So maybe I should stop shooting at you. Anyway, go.
Yes, please.
Another focus it has is base building. The PCs will have a town, it's their home base. And they can invest gold in the town in order to sort of build it up and turn it into a resource.
I always love the idea of base building. It always gets me so excited. But anytime I've been presented with the opportunity to do it in a game, I haven't played with it. I never do it. I don't know if this is a me thing or like what everyone else does. But every time I hear about it, I'm like, yes, that is definitely something I want to do. But I end up not doing that.
Yeah. Well, often because if you've got a group of people, there's one person who's like really good at that sort of thing, and often they take charge, and you're like, they know what they're doing. I don't care. This is like my real life job. Leave me be.
Well, yeah, I haven't had that experience. We've just not engaged with it as much as a party. I don't know if that's just a me experience, but anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
one of those things. Yeah.
That is
One of those
something that
things we
sounds a bit
think we
newer.
want, but yeah.
Yeah. I've always wanted to run a space-based game where the players are really invested in using shipbuilding rules to upgrade their ship and stuff. But they never seem to be. It's mainly me that seems to. So, sadly.
What are you going to do to the hull?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you like a titanium upgrade?
I find that fun, but apparently nobody else does. Hey.
Well, you should have a look at Stars Without Number, Russ, because that makes that pretty easy to implement in such fashion.
Have a look at my own games
that
that I've put them in. What Sword is New,
sure.
and in Void Runners Codex.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well, I'll have to check out the Void
I
Runners
have
Codex,
designed
find out more
games
about it.
to my own taste.
What? Wild.
Yeah.
Well, that's Crows by MCDM.
Yeah,
Is there anything else we know at this point?
There is more. There is more.
Ooh.
There is more. It's a really long post. This
Yeah.
travel. So you got your hometown and you've got the dungeon, and then you've got to get between the two. So there is wilderness there. They do say that they have robust rules for traveling. However, those rules are currently new and volatile. So they'll talk about them later.
Playtesting, okay.
They're robust.
The robust yet volatile.
Volatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what they mean is they will be robust, but currently they're volatile. Is what they're going with that.
Okay.
Because I don't see how they can be robust and volatile.
Like a grenade.
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. And then we've got a world. The Crows can be played apparently in any campaign setting that kind of fits with its survival horror themes. I guess there are some that won't suit it, but any campaign setting that does. But there is going to be a default world, and they're still hammering out the story, they say. But the basic idea is 50 years ago, the world was really nice. And then archmages ruled the land with love and benevolence.
Boo.
But magic is sentient and sapient, and it corrupted the archmages. And the archmages, one by one, turned away from the people and started to control and dominate others. And they became the necromancers instead.
Well, power
now
corrupts.
The air is toxic, magic is unstable and unpredictable. And then 10 years ago, the necromancers disappeared, leaving basically desolation in their wake.
Where did they go?
Well, must have managed to get their rocket working off to Mars or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. There we go. That's all we know so far about Crows. I mean, you can read that blog article, which goes into everything I mentioned here in more detail.
I'm intrigued. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Is it going to be? This is just the announcement post about it. So is
pretty
it
much, yeah. They're in
crowdfunding?
early development of this, so I imagine we're going to be talking a crowdfunder next year. I'm going to guess.
Okay. Right.
Maybe at the end of this year or next year, which will probably make like $4 million or something, and then it will come out a year later. So we're looking like 2 years, is my guess.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm guessing that.
Well, we will keep you updated as we learn more, I guess.
Yeah. There's quite, because like OSR stuff, old school stuff, has been very popular for a long time. But it seems to be that it's having even more of a resurgence at the moment with Shadow Dark and with Crows and with this Deathbringer, which won the most anticipated RPG. It seems to be that it was popular. It seems to be it's even becoming even more popular right now. At least I'm hearing about it more. Or maybe the sort of like Venn diagrams are starting to close a little bit, and like the different sort of sub fandoms of TTRPGs are starting to, I don't know, meet more or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's reaching a new audience, because old school obviously has the people who've been there, when the dark magic was written. But like maybe there's a new generation of gamers that are now discovering it for the first time and adding to the horde.
Maybe.
I mean, Deathbringer, if I recall correctly, is by a YouTube influencer, Professor DM or something like that.
Yes, correct.
So that seems to me that we've heard about it, which we hadn't before, because a lot of the YouTubers came and voted for it on the in-world. So I think it's probably, I would say, more of a likely confluence. Like there are problems in the OSR with some of the people and their political stances, but let's not go into that.
That's in any genre of games, I
but they
think.
don't. Yeah, but
wherever
any
there are
given
people,
person doesn't represent the OSR. I think there's some very loud people in any community, and they don't necessarily represent that community. They're just louder than others in that community.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, so oh, by the way, in response to that, we'll give you Peter's email address at the end of the show. Don't email me.
No, they YouTube are nice for us, and a nice YouTube comment. He enjoys reading those for some reason.
Anyway,
yeah, we'll do a show one day with some of the horrible YouTube comments that we've gotten. We get quite a lot of horrible ones. I think YouTube.
I delete the worst.
They don't read the comments.
I delete the worst of them, but yeah.
Hey, we can read them out in sarcastic voices and make fun of them. That'd be funny.
Yeah. Right. We're nearing the end of the news. We've got one last thing to mention. That is this.
Oh, yeah, we did this.
That is this. Now live on Backakit is our 4th annual Gate Pass Gazette.
Yes.
Wow. Annual Gate Pass Gazette annual. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is the 2025 annual.
I love the cover.
Its cover is pretty cool. Yeah.
So this contains all the content from Gate Pass Gazette magazine throughout 2025.
Yep.
250 pages. Tons and tons and tons of stuff for your level up games, but also you can use most of it in any 5e game.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. So we've got 4 new heritages, 15 archetypes, subclasses, backgrounds, 10 cultures. We've got 2 new combat traditions. We've got 20 feats, 7 exploration challenges, 25 magic items, 45 monsters. That's just tons of stuff in there. It's a massive collection of all sorts of stuff.
I'm in there.
You're in there? Yeah. I mean, not literally in there, because you'd be very flat then. And small and flat. Like a pressed leaf.
Hot print. Yes.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Your work is in there. Your work is.
My work is in there. Yes.
Your words are in there. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's on Backakit now, and will be for the next 3 weeks. I think it launched this week.
Yeah.
It was a 30-day thing. So it'll be there for the next 3 weeks. So head on and back that if you want a whole load of new stuff for your level up A5e games, or indeed for your regular 5e games. There'll be a few bits and pieces which you won't necessarily recognize, but most of it is usable out of the box in any 5e game.
That's what we've been doing this week.
I ran a game at the weekend which used D&D 24 and level up A5e characters, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Just works.
As long as everyone just understands what their characters can do, you're fine.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you can even have people using different versions of spells, and it will work okay.
As long as you're using as long as you try and stay consistent. It's all grand.
Yeah, actually, I find that actually makes it a little more interesting, because someone casts Fireball and you don't necessarily know exactly the parameters of that spell. You just know roughly what a Fireball is, but from different versions of 5e, it might be slightly different, just because the way different people cast the spells is slightly different. Or something.
As the GM, I would of course be casting the 2024 version of Fireball rather than the A5e version, because I know the A5e version only does 66 rather than 8 or 10d6 or whatever the 2024 version does. So there you go, have some extra damage.
Yeah, but in official D&D, they did admit at the time that they made Fireball and Lightning Bolt deliberately do more damage than they should at the spell level because they were iconic and they wanted people to choose those spells.
Why balance the spell when you can just make it OP and an obligatory choice? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think we're done. We're
done for the week. I will not be here next week because I am the station master of a space station out in space. Is what I'll be doing.
Remember to run some health and safety drills. It's the best.
That ruins it.
Honestly, players love it. I had a great time doing it.
I'm going to have to delegate that. I've got people that are actually in charge of that. So,
Nice.
Right. Shall we get out of here? We should go and
Yes.
have a weekend. I am going to enjoy my watch made of cheese.
Yes.
That smells like cheese.
Or maybe it's just me that smells like cheese. I can't tell. Who knows?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
Wrap it up, man. Wrap it up. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend, and we'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.
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 All the tabletop role-playing news. We aim to amuse and we aim to enthuse. And Morrus's unofficial tabletop RPG.